This is a 2026 Subaru Outback Wilderness, and this 8th-gen series is the wildest version of the Subaru Outback ever made, because this has the wildest facelift on any Subaru ever made, because, well, this thing looks completely different from the original Subaru Outback, because the Subaru Outback from actually the 7th gen looked completely different. It was smaller, lower, shorter, and overall it wasn't as aggressive, but this 8th-gen model has made the Subaru Outback into a full-blown SUV, because before it was more of a station wagon SUV thingy, but now it's a full-blown family-carrying 5-seater SUV. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and showing you guys everything you need to know about this car, from the specs, the history, the design of the interior and the exterior, and much, much more. So let's go. And first thing first, we need to talk about the specs of this car, because, well, this car's specs are actually quite good for how big it is. Because first, we need to talk about the engine, because this car is powered by a 2.4-liter turbocharged Boxster 4-cylinder engine that creates a good 260 horsepower and healthy 277 pound-feet of torque. But then, well, all that power goes to a CVT transmission via all 4 wheels. Since this is actually the Wilderness series, it's more off-road focused, so it's actually higher, about almost an inch taller than the regular Outback. It's more aggressive. It has this interesting little strip there, and it has a whole bunch of other really cool features that you won't see on the regular Outback. But, well, all that power goes through all 4 wheels via that CVT automatic transmission to help this car go from 0 to 60 in 6.4 to 5.8 seconds. And for this car's size, and also this car, to tell the truth, is not extremely aerodynamic, well, that is actually quite good. But then top speed is 120 miles an hour top speed, which definitely is not extremely bad. I mean, compared to some other supercars and stuff, it's not great, but for a regular family car, that's definitely quite nice. But then, now I've told you guys pretty much everything you need to know about this car spec-wise, well, I need to tell you guys now the MPG and the range, because for most families, you're not going to be wanting to drive like super fast, 120 miles an hour. You're not drag racing this thing. This is a family car that could comfortably go off-road, or at least that's what we're going to be finding out, even though we're not going to be off-roading it. But, well, the MPG and range. First, let's talk about the MPG, because this car's MPG is 23 MPG combined. So you have about 20 MPG city, about 26 highway, and right in the middle, 23 MPG combined, which is actually quite nice for such a rugged-looking SUV. But then, the range is actually seriously good, because you have over 440 miles of range. Seriously good for this car. And actually, the regular, lower trim series of this car has slightly higher range, because it doesn't have all of this big off-roading pieces and stuff. And also, this one has bigger wheels and is lifted, so it's not as aerodynamic. But overall, this car is seriously good. And so now all I have to tell you guys is the price of this car. At least that's what you guys will think. But actually, it's not. Because before we go into the price, I need to talk about the really cool history of the Subaru Outback. And, well, it all started from 1995 to 1999, because originally the Subaru Outback was not its own model. It was actually a trim of the Subaru Legacy, so it's called the Subaru Legacy Outback. But it was pretty much an off-road version of the Subaru Legacy, and one really famous thing about it was that it had an insane 7.3-inch ground clearance. This one has a 9.4-inch ground clearance. The regular 2026 Subaru Outback has a 7.9-inch ground clearance, but, well, that has 7.3-inch ground clearance for, well, a wagon, and so that was really cool. And also, it had more rugged off-road style body parts, because it was the Outback version of the Legacy. And then, well, from 2000 to 2004, Subaru actually came out with the regular Subaru Outback series. So now it was its own model, and it debuted with a 3.0-liter V6 with multi-link rear suspension, and it was a completely different model from the regular Legacy wagon now. So it was a completely own model. It was really cool and had the famous H6 engine. But then, from, well, 2005 to 2009, Subaru pretty much made the Subaru Outback more refined and more performance-oriented, because now you had the brand new turbocharged Subaru Outback ST series, and also another really cool thing was, well, that the LL Bean series of Subaru Outbacks was pretty much at its peak. Yeah, you heard me. The closed brand LL Bean actually worked with Subaru to create the Subaru Outback LL Bean series, but that was pretty much the peak of its performance. But then, well, from 2010 to 2015, Subaru brought in, well, the brand new CVT automatic transmission to the brand new Subaru Outback, because now the Outback was wider, taller, longer, and overall more defined, more aggressive, and more grown up compared to the older generations of Subaru Outback. And, well, that was another really cool thing, because you had that humongous facelift and the brand new CVT transmission, which became a benchmark for all future Subaru series. And, well, then, from 2015 to 2019, Subaru came out with the Subaru EyeSight Driver Assist, which was pretty much driver assistant for all your new Subarus, and it first debuted in the brand new Subaru Outback. But that wasn't the only new feature, because it didn't have a full-on facelift, but now it also had Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which was also really cool. And, well, then from 2019 to 2025, the brand new Subaru Outback, at least at the time, had the Subaru Global Technology design, so it had pretty much a chassis of that type of styling. But also another really cool thing was now it brought in the brand new Wilderness trim, which had 9.5 inches of ground clearance and was the most off-road focused and off-road ready version of the Outback ever made. And also another really cool thing was now you had a 10.9 inch touchscreen, which was even better. And then, of course, from 2026 to the present, you have the brand new extremely huge Subaru Outback with all the really nice trims, a turbocharged engine, and all the other goodies that were in all the rest of the series. So now I've told you guys pretty much everything that you need to know, history and spec-wise, about the Subaru Outback. All I need to tell you guys now is, well, the price, because this car starts, at least the Wilderness series, well, this thing starts at $44,000. This exact spec with the beautiful white paint, really nice off-road tires, and overall really cool spec, well, this one is $51,000, but plus tax, probably around $55,000. So for this really nice spec, expect it to be $50,000 plus from a dealership. So now that I've told you guys pretty much everything you should know about the Subaru Outback, at least under the hood, now let's start checking out the design of the interior and the exterior. And first thing first, I want to show you guys the front of this car, because this thing looks tremendously different compared to the original 1st gen or even the 7th gen Outback, because now you have a humongous dignified front. It's way more straight and aggressive than the even 7th gen Outback. So yeah, you have this really nice trim here. It is plastic, but you have this cool like aggressive black trim here, actually just like on the Volvo EX30 cross country I reviewed. Check that out in the description, also with the pop-out banner. But anyways, for the Wilderness series, you have this really nice trim here. You have some more of this bumper pieces here, which are also really nice. You have those nice bumper pieces on both sides. And since this is pretty much the highest trim version, the Wilderness off-road trim, you have a really cool, like a lot of really cool off-road goodies. So a couple more is you have this too, this really nice piece here. So I don't think that's really for aerodynamics, but you have that cool aggressive look. Nice little air intake right there. Then you hop up and you have a really nice big Subaru badging there. And that's another thing. For some reason with the off-road, the Wilderness series of Subarus, they all have like big Subaru badging. Like usually they just have like a small badge here, the regular trim, but instead you have to have the huge black badging, so it's more aggressive. Then also you have really nice Subaru LED lights there. Those are your like, I guess you'd say these are your daytime running lights, and you have some little fog lights there. Then your main nighttime running lights there, which are also really nice. And actually another thing you'll notice is on Wilderness trim Subarus, a lot of this color is prominent. So you have a lot of this like gold bronze type color on a lot of the pieces of this car. I don't know why Subaru does that, but it's cool. And you have more of those nighttime running lights there. Then another really strange thing, I don't know why Subaru does it, but they add this for all the Wilderness models. I don't know why this is even necessary, but you have this interesting, like, interesting, weird feeling type material on the hood there. And then you come to the side of this car, and this thing is lifted a good deal compared to the regular Subaru Outback, because, well, check this out. Look at how much space I have between here, and that's exactly supposed to be at least 9.5 inches of ground clearance right here. The regular version of the Subaru Outback only has 8.7 inches, but this one has 9.4, so you have a good little boost. You have these nice 18-inch wheels. Oh yes, this is proper metal, no cheap plastic, none of that. So you have proper metal there, nice Subaru badging, some Bridgestone tires, and also you see your suspension components there, which is also really nice. And another really cool thing is that for the Wilderness trims, you could see it's all like blocked off. All this is blocked out, and the reason why is so that it blocks any mud or dirt or rocks or anything like that from getting inside. So that is also really, really nice. Then also you come to the side and you have this nice little mirror here, some little LED strips on the side there, and a little Subaru badge right there, which is also, of course, quite nice. Nice little door handles, and actually, also now you have Outback trim. So on both of these nice little side, I guess you could call them like a side lifts, but for this it's kind of more like side bumps, I guess you could call them. But yeah, you have the Outback trim there, which is really nice. Some more of this interesting square trim, which is supposed to make it look more off-roady. Then also I want you guys just to come to the side of this car, because this thing looks so much different than the regular, or at least the old generations of Subaru Outback. Because look at this thing, like literally, it's pretty much a little taller than me actually. It's really, really long, and overall, it's super aggressive. Because let me actually show you guys what it looks like now, what the original Subaru Outback looks like. And so, yeah, you saw what that looks like, and just compare it to this. It's so much taller and more square than the older generations. But then also you have nice Subaru Wilderness trim here. So all the Wilderness series models, you all have Wilderness there with the little road and mountain. Then also you have nice little roof bars here as well. And this, yeah, you could pop stuff. This is like a little area. You could pop this up if you need to take these bars out and replace them, let's say. Then you also have some more crossbars there, and you could easily put a good sized tent up on that roof because it's so large. So that is another really nice thing. Then also, interesting, it's not every day that you see a circular fuel cap for cars. A lot of them these days are squares, but this one is circular. Probably the only circular thing on this car besides the wheels. But then also some little aggressive pieces there. I like how Subaru does this honeycomb type design here. I don't know. Yeah, it feels quite interesting. It makes it almost not feel like plastic. It makes it feel like another material, almost softer. But yeah, that is also more interesting. Then you come to the back of this car, and this thing looks really interesting. It looks nothing the same as the 2024 and under models, and also the Outback Wilderness version also looks a lot different than the regular version because, well, first thing first, I want to talk about this area, because first you have these really nice lights here, nice little square lights here, and you know, actually, it kind of reminds you of a hammer. If a hammer was kind of disformed, like these lights, they kind of remind me of a hammer, like if this was the handle right here, then this was the front and back of it. So yeah, that is interesting. Then you have your backup lights there, which is really nice on both sides. Then you also have these lights here, which is also interesting. As you guys can see, it's covered in this golden, that golden type bronze Subaru off-road material there, and then you have those lights inside. And actually all this is blacked out, so the regular version of the Subaru Outback doesn't have all this blacked out, it's just body color, but this, it's all blacked out. And then you have these little pieces here, which is really interesting. And then also nice Subaru badging there, Outback badging here, and then of course Wilderness badging over there. And also this is symmetrical all-wheel drive, which is also really, really nice for all the Wilderness versions of Subaru. Then also on the bumper you have nice Subaru badging there, some more square bumper pieces, and you can't really see like the exhaust just standing up. The exhaust is actually kind of hard to see, but it's actually hidden under right here, so you have to almost like bend down to look, but you have a tiny little exhaust there, which of course is also nice to have. Then, oh, you also have functional air outtakes. I don't know how efficient these are, but you have tiny little air outtakes there. First I thought they were fake, because most companies have these like little pieces here, but that is actually working, so good job, Japan. Then, also you have those nice little lights there. Then, now, those checked out pretty much all of this really cool exterior. I want to show you guys the trunk, so let's pop this open. It's just a regular electric trunk, but the trunk space of this car is definitely really nice. So actually for this series, you have Subaru Wilderness badging there, which of course is quite nice. You have some little storage pockets here, which is also nice. Then, oh, you also have this. So if you press this, then the seats just fold straight down. But yeah, then also you have this nice little seat area. Let's pop that forward. So yeah, and also it extends space a lot. Like literally, if you'd want to put like a sleeping bag down here, I really think you'd be able to because it's so spacious. But yeah, the only thing is that let's say you always want to keep your seat forward because the passenger seat, if it's too backwards and the seat kind of hits into it, the back seat, which I'm not a huge fan of, but if it's all the way forward or even just a little forward, it's open more, so that is also quite nice. And also I definitely recommend never have like a kid or animal or something in those seats, just because the way they fold, it's not the greatest because they don't have sensors or anything. But anyways, then also you have these little color tagged pieces here. I'm assuming maybe they're for cords or something if you want to put like a miniature TV or something. But yeah, then also you have these little things here if you want to tie something down or put also maybe shopping bags. Then also you have nice 12-volt charging thing there. And yeah, so overall this area, it's really spacious. The trunk, it's definitely really high. And also another nice thing, you have nice, extremely nice Harman and Kardon speakers, actually just like on the Volvo we recently reviewed. But yeah, so that area is definitely seriously spacious. So trunk is definitely a really nice feature. Now let's close it up and show you guys what the engine looks like. So just close that up, and so now let's go here. So open the door up, and yes, you have a regular old latch, not all these extremely complex buttons and stuff they have these days, but just have a regular old latch. And just look around. Okay, right there, push it forward, and okay, so nothing holds it. Yeah, open that up, and so if you do with my other hand. But yeah, so okay, right here. So it's kind of hard to put it at first just because it's really high, but once you open it up, you have a really nice view of your engine. So you have your nice radiator there, and actually, oh, so I guess it's kind of like air intakes. So you see these pieces here, it's not really visible at first, but these are air intakes, and so when the hood's all the way down, these are pretty much little air intakes hidden, and they feed air straight into that radiator, straight into that engine to cool it down. So that is also really, really nice. And you also have that beautiful Boxster inline 4 there. But yeah, so that's also really nice. And actually, an interesting thing is, I was just wondering, like this air intake here, maybe that black piece is made for like heat reduction or something like that when the air is coming in. Maybe not, but yeah, so if anyone works at Subaru, comment down below what it's for. But yeah, so you have that view of the nice engine. The engine's more set down in this car so that it's out of the way of the air intake, and also because the car is pretty high. But yeah, so you have a nice 2.4 liter. This is a inline 4 Boxster. So the really nice Boxster engine from Subaru. And actually, the original Boxster inline 4 engine came in 1992, I believe it was, with the Subaru Legacy, which was actually the first series of this car. So the Subaru Legacy, like I talked about earlier in the video, actually had a version, a trim called the Outback series, and it was the off-road version of the Subaru Legacy. But then in 2004, the Outback actually became its own model, so that was also really nice. But you still have that iconic 2.4 liter Boxster engine there. So many models have it, like the WRX and stuff like that. Also, you have your little alternator there, and that pretty much deals with everything from headlights to screens to interior lights, so that helps with all the car's electronics, and so that's really nice. And also, oh, this is really cool. So I didn't notice this before, but you actually, it says since 1966 there, and actually it also says it in Japanese here. I don't know why there's little like arrows pointing outwards, but yeah. And then also a really nice feature, you have your oil filter exposed right there, and actually it's made in Japan right there. I believe this is made in Japan as well, the whole car, so it's really nice to have the little touches here and there that are very Japanese. So yeah, now that we've checked out pretty much all of the really cool engine, exterior and trunk, let's hop inside and see if it's just as good as the rest of this car. Okay, so let's go. Open the door up. Okay, so now that we're in this car, I want to first talk about, well, the interior, because first, you have this really nice dashboard here. It has Interesting. It almost looks like a slightly tilted Mercedes stars. A lot of Mercedes have this like exposed star design, but yeah, so you have the interesting trim there, and slowly like it's bigger here, then it gets smaller there. You also have nice little AC here as well, and I like how Subaru tried to make it like kind of feel like it flows almost. So like the AC lines here, but you also have this line coming all the way across here, so everything kind of feels like it flows across the car. Then also you have airbag here. It has this nice, a little bit plushy. You have to kind of push it by a slightly plushy material there, which is also really nice. You have speakers here, and then also you have speakers right behind the screen right there, which is also really nice. And then some more AC badges there, and then also you have a nice little A-pillar here. And actually, yeah, it doesn't block too much view because you also have this nice little window piece there, so that is also quite nice. Then let's talk about this. So pop this down, and you have a pretty good amount of space. You have a little thing here, so you have a little like star-shaped thing there. You have your little book about your Subaru and maintenance and everything like that. Then I want to talk about this door here. So you have a nice little door handle there. You could easily close or like lock and unlock the door with this. You don't have it, well actually you do have buttons, but you could also manually do it here. Nice handle. You have some of this like wooden metal type trim there. Then also you have a nice little window here, so just press it once and it goes up automatically. Then also you have your nice little door handle here, and more of that soft material, some leather trim, and so let's grab the water bottle. And so you have a specific area for water bottle, and yeah, it fits in pretty well. You could fit chocolate bar or something in there if you need to, but yeah, so you have your nice little area for your water bottle here. Let's put this back here, and then you have some more Carmen and hardened speakers there, and these are the biggest and best speakers you get in this car pretty much, because this is the highest trim, so you get a lot of better stuff compared to the lower trims. And yeah, then also the seats, talk about a little about these because they're really nice. Fake leather. I don't think this is a real leather, but you have that synthetic leather trim there. Some more of those slanted Mercedes stars there with some nice, this is actually a really, really plushy material there. And yeah, so hold you in place quite nice. It's not a track car, but it holds you in place quite nice. It's comfy. Then also you have Subaru Wilderness badging there, so in case you forget, this is a Wilderness trim. It's always there to remind you. And also, the seat, it's seriously plush. Like, all of the seat is extremely plushy, which is really, really nice. And yeah, then let's start talking about the center console area here, because, well, first I want to talk about this. So nice little cup holders here, pretty good size. It could easily fit like a medium-sized water bottle, no like extremely large ones, but a good sized water bottle could fit in there. A little area here where you could put your phone or something, which is also really nice. Then actually you have a wireless charging port here for your phone, which is also really nice. And actually you could turn it on or off with this button. So I turn it off right now, then when I turn it on, it sees the button here, and you pretty much, either you have a case that could is compatible with wireless charging, or you don't. But yeah, so you just set your phone there and it charges it. But then also you have your transmission there. It's nice how you have a regular transmission, no weird buttons or globes or whatever, but you just have park, reverse, neutral, and drive there. Then you also have camera view. You have I don't know what that button is, but then you also have traction control there, which is really nice. You have your park button there, and then actually you have a 12-volt charging there. You don't really see that these days on new cars. It's more like an old car thing, because you used to have like the connector, but you have that nice button there. Then also you have the nice key here, Subaru key, with the lock and trunk buttons, and also your horn. So that is also really nice. And then let's talk about the center console here, or at least the armrest, because yeah, it's quite plushy. You open it up and you have a pretty good amount of space there, which is also quite nice. And actually, right before we start checking out the screen, I want to try on these seatbelts, because yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, they're not extremely smooth like Porsche's, but yeah, I mean, they're relatively nice. And so now let's start checking out this screen. So you have Google Maps here. Let's see how quick it is. Yeah, so it's actually, I mean, it's relatively quick, not extremely quick, but yeah, it's actually relatively quick. I thought it'd be slower, but since this has a full redesign and facelift, you have quicker screen there. you have your music there. You also have your phone there as well, which is quite nice. Then also you have settings, sound, profiles, manage devices. You also have vehicle there, so it took a little while to load, but you could also have like automatic vehicle shutdown, so after a certain amount of time that you're at the car turns off. So yeah, you go back. Then you also have like maintenance, volume assist, and stuff like that. And actually you have valet mode, so if you're at a really nice hotel and they want to drive it into your parking lot, I guess it locks it. So yeah, then you also have your profile, and that is a pretty simple screen of this car. And actually you have a little mountain type trim there, so you know it's off-road focused. Then also you have extremely large mirror there. That's really big compared to most new car mirrors, and you can actually see what direction you're pointing, so that is also really nice. You could also open the roof. It's already open, but yeah, you could open or close the roof there. You could press SOS, lights with these little buttons here, and you could also turn on the door light. So if I put it here, then every time I open the doors, you see the lights will automatically come on. But if I turn it off, they'll just stay off until I turn them on. Then also you have the nice little glasses thing there. You pull this down and you have a nice little mirror here, a pretty good size with a decent light. And yeah, then now let's start checking out this area right here, because I mean it's not the newest type of design, because this kind of has a large bezel and stuff, but still it's quite nice. You just have MPG, you have miles per hour, you have also the rev limiter. I don't know if this can get up to 8,000 RPM, and that'd be pretty wild. Yes, only 8,000 RPM less than a 911 GT3. But yeah, so you have rev limiter there. You also have cold and hot there as well. You have how much range is left. You have what gear you're in, and yeah, so that's also really nice. Then also, and yes, that is also really nice. And so now let's start checking out this steering wheel, because yeah, it's definitely quite nice. You have this nice that golden type stitching here, like on all the Wilderness trims. It's more of that gold type of design there, and then a little more of the Subaru badge there, which is also really nice. And actually, right before we hop in the back, I want to just show you guys this. So you have more of that really nice trim there, and then also the Subaru badge there. So now I've checked out pretty much all of the front seats. Let's hop in the back and see if they're just as good. Okay, so now that we're in the back seats of this car, let's start talking about it. So you have, interesting, you have two individual spaces. This is most likely for your, let's say, phone. Then this is maybe for a book or a tablet or something like that. You have this nice little AC pieces here, the USB-C and USB chargers. You have the seat heaters. Then also you have like the door handle, the different buttons there, and your cup holder there. And also the seats are quite nice. They're quite comfortable, have a nice headrest, and then also nice little seat belts there. You open this up and you have two decent sized cup holders there, which is also really nice. And actually, right before we hop out, you also have this nice little light here, so you could press either side, or you could turn on door mode, which if any of the doors open, it automatically turns on. So now I've told you guys pretty much everything you need to know about this car, and we've explored pretty much all of this car. Now let's hop out in there at the end of our video. Okay, so now that we've checked out pretty much all of the seriously cool car, from the interior, the exterior, the history, and the specs, now I have to rate this thing, because, well, the rating of this car, I'd say it's a good 7.9, because the reliability is most likely really good. A really good engine, really nice exterior, really nice interior. It's comfy, aggressive, but also you can easily take it off-road. So I've told you guys pretty much everything you need to know about this car. I hope you guys like this video. Remember to like and subscribe to Xaaron Reviews, and also check out more videos on Xaaron Reviews, and see you guys next time.